Welcome, Cancer. This is your monthly focus for November 2022. My name's Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Let's get right to it, okay? We start the month, November the 8th, with a total lunar eclipse in Taurus. Now, for you, that's about your friends, that's about your family, that's about the people in your life and groups of people. So you could find that you are branching away from certain people, certain groups of people, and leaning towards new groups of people or different, more like minded perhaps. This could also be a time when a friend really needs you, your support. So be aware of your friends and what they're going through because they may need to lean on you a little bit. And Uranus is part of the picture, so this could be something that blindsides you. You weren't prepared for it. You weren't expecting this emotion or this transaction. Pardon me. Now, as we go through the month, okay, I think that starting on the 16th, Venus moves into Sagittarius, then Mercury moves into Sagittarius, then I believe it is the sun. The sun would enter Sag, and then by the 23rd, we have a new moon in Sag. Now, for you, this is your health and well-being, definitely. It's about the job. It's about your daily routines. It's definitely can have a lot to do with relationships as well. You're feeling optimistic. You're feeling adventurous. You're feeling open-minded. Now, I really do believe that a lot of November will stem into decisions that you make now leading up till January at some point. You see, for you, you're in a special position because Jupiter has just left your career sector and has gone back into fantasy about maybe travel, learning something. So, over the next several months, where you want to go in your career, maybe you want to start a new business, maybe you want a promotion at work, whatever it may be, maybe you want more stature in the community, more abundance in your life in one way or another. And I think it's monetary here for you. And I think it has something to do with your career or your job. Since Jupiter has gone back into Pisces, it really is a dreamscape for you of imagining what you could step into, what you are capable of, your talents and abilities, and knowing them, and knowing that they will sustain you going forward. But I almost get the sense that you need to do some sort of travel to learn something, to take in something, or maybe it's a mentor comes into your life. Maybe you take a class. And I don't think in this particular case you would also be the teacher. That on the outside maybe, but more unless you want to be a teacher. There's that. But besides that, I think you're more of the student here. And learning something that will take you forward, learning something that will enhance your career. And I think it starts with now. I think it starts with the here and now. So throughout the month of November, certain doors may open for you. And with Uranus in the mix, it could be just about anything, okay? It could be that you were very comfortable here, but trying to grow in a different direction over here very slowly so that you could leave one eventually. And there might be a faster leave, or there might be a great promotion included there that kind of puts that a little bit further behind. I do think that your passions are moving closer towards you, though. So I could see something in what you do day in and day out really transforming into what you want to do as a career, what you want to it might be how you give to the world or your community, or but definitely there's money involved. There's an enhancement of money, there is an enhancement of your passions, your joys, your dreams. And so Jupiter moving into Pisces, it's a little bit of your dreamscape. It's a lot about expansion of your knowledge, and learning. And then it moves back into Aries. So it moves backwards till I think the end of November, and then it moves forward at that point, but it's still in Pisces. So you're still in dreamland, you're still learning things, and you're learning more and more, and you're actually retracing some steps where you thought you had learned everything, but something new comes out of it. Or maybe you didn't grasp it as well, and now you revisit it and you really get it. So it's almost like you're layering your knowledge in some way, in some form, throughout the month. And then what happens is the end of November, Jupiter goes direct. By the end of December, it goes back into January, or it goes back to it goes back into Jupiter. So I'm thinking about January. Oh my gosh, this is what happens when I let them have my voice. They mess it all up, the sentences. Anyways, or I try and intervene, one of the two. Anyways, that is all about your career. That is all about your movement forward. So it's exciting because over the next 2 months, you can dream of the possibilities and work towards the possibilities. Don't expect a lot to happen over this time, although things could happen. But at the end of the day, you move into January, you move into 2023 with new purpose, new design for your life. You are in total expectation of bringing your perfect life into reality for yourself and living your perfect life. Okay, let's cut the cards. What else is happening for you? There could be a lot of finding things out through your groups. Groups of people, your friend circle, your clan, your tribe. Maybe it's within the community, maybe it's within work, but something changes, something shifts within the groups that you hang around with a little bit and a lot, and it might flip. It might be something completely different. A new group of people emerges. But there's definitely change happening here, and I think you are really scratching a little bit more than the surface of understanding what that group of people mean to you in your life. Do they have value? Do they support you? Do they love you? Do they cherish you? Because they should. Are they like-minded? Are they really on the same path that you are? This could be an older group of friends that you've always hung around with, but lately you've been branching out into new areas and they seem to be stagnant in their approach or something. That could very well be. It doesn't mean you have to break all communication with them. It just means that a little bit of distance needs to be had so you can focus on your growth forward. Okay. And let's see here. I think when it comes to closure and whatnot, don't be too quick to keep slamming those doors closed in your life. If that's what you're currently going through, and you find that you're making a lot of changes in your life already, stop a little bit on that and think about some of those doors that you have closed. And by all means, they were probably right and practical. But there might be parts of it that you kind of left a little ajar, or you didn't put complete closure on it. And it could be something new that you stepped into that you're not giving it your all. But if it's new, I would think it's almost your spirituality, or being, meditation practice, or being in the moment, or just deep breathing, or communicating with God, your angels, your spirit guides. Maybe that's been pulled back a little bit. You really need to look back at where you have lapsed with those kinds of things, because, well, we'll see what the cards have to say. Did I cut these? We're going to cut them again then, because I just knocked on the deck again. And our shadow card is, look at this, the High Priestess. This is knowing the magic within you. This is sitting in quiet contemplation and discovering your magic, your talents, your abilities, the unique you, all that makes you you, your inner child. What really fills you with passion, what fills you with desire, what fills you with love. And getting to know yourself at such a deeper level, but mostly recognizing the magic, not only that's around you, but within you. Because you are a vessel of magic when this card comes up. So this is, the more you get to know yourself, and look at this, the more new relationships and partnerships that you're making going forward that enhance your path going forward. The people show up in your life that need to be there. You attract them. Okay, our first card is the Page of Pentacles. Now, this is Dreaming the Dream. Huge. Okay, this is, now it's a page, it's a very young energy, a very naive energy, thinking that, what did you think when you were a kid, right? That you were immortal, that nothing could hurt you, that the world was your oyster. And as we slowly mature and we grow and we are challenged in life and we walk through chaos and sorrows and happiness and joy, it all forms us into a more realistic approach. And this card is asking us to stop doing that. We do not want to take the realistic approach here. We want to think outside the box. We want to color outside the lines. We want to say, if I had my dream job, it would look like this, and start imagining it. I have the talent, I have the ability, or this is a time when you grow that talent and ability, because you are very unique in the solar placement of everything, to really, over the next 2 months, redesign your path, your destiny, your vocation is what I'm hearing. The Ace of Cups, this is embracing your passion. This is really stepping into your passions, your dreams, your desires. I do think it's more work or career related, but that doesn't necessarily mean there's monetary value there. It could be emotional value. You could be donating your time in some way or your energy in some way in order to help others, in order to help other people grow on their paths. But I think for the majority of you, it's career options. Even if you thought that you were kind of, nearing retirement age, say, and career, you're looking at retiring, there's something new. There's something that you're going to replace that 9-to-5 job with that is going to enhance you. Oh my gosh, enhance the world because of it. So this is embracing your passions, your dreams, your desires, knowing that they are awaiting you in your path. You just have to do the work to get to them. And we have the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is very much about you're at a place in time where you have walked many paths in order to get to the here and now. Now, each one of these wands behind you, it represents paths that you have walked. And they've all started out looking like this little stubby guy here, right? He's got no foliage on him, no growth whatsoever. He's stubby, he's twisted, he's lumpy. Look at these in the back. They all started the same way. So you've mastered many things in your life, and maybe you don't see the connection between these things, but it was all planned for so that you would get to this moment in time, and all those paths accumulate into this new path. Now you are looking at this new path saying, can I do it? Do I have the passion for it? Do I have the courage for it? Do I have the strength for it? You're questioning, do I have this? The white is this new beginning, this new path, this new start, this new adventure. So you're very much in a position to start preparing yourself for that new adventure. Now, I think that new adventure will show up closer to the new year than it is closer to where we sit now. But this is a time where you get to hold the paintbrush to your tomorrow and really design what you want to step into. You have this window of opportunity that few get. So, isn't that wonderful? Okay, work and career. Look at this. Yeah. Three of Pentacles. It's about rolling up your sleeves. It's about getting to work. Now, look at this card, okay? Because this is what I've been seeing in this card lately. And I've had this deck for like at least a decade, if not longer. And I just love it. And it's my go-to deck. And it's the one I feel most comfortable with and most connected with. But doesn't it look like this was all a wall and we have been painting in our future? We have decided that that wall is not going to stop us, and instead we are painting our pathway forward. And we hold the paintbrush, so we are designing, I kid you not, my mentor told me that I should be holding the card upside down and then talking about it, but I essentially did that by pulling the card right after I talked about it. This is you holding the paintbrush to your tomorrow. It's going to take hard work. And there's going to be days when you think nobody's looking, nobody's watching, nobody's taking notes. This is all for nothing, and it is not. There's a person in black here. It means there are people looking that you can't see. They're in the shadows watching you. Now, they may watch you to team up with you, to partner with you, to give you that promotion, whatever it may be. What are you painting there? But really, you get to design your future going forward. I mean, it's quite a gift, and it takes work, and you really have to keep it front of mind for the next 60 odd days. Really, keep it there, and then watch how things start to explode around you in the most magnificent way. Okay, for love and relationships, spontaneity. Have some joy in the relationships. Create the moment by being a little bit more spontaneous and just taking a risk that it'll be a good time. So if somebody asks you if you want to go to that paint thing, say yes. Get out there and be a social butterfly in many aspects, or step into a very romantic moment, a very creative moment. Design that romantic night. Even if you've been together 50 years, design that romantic night just out of the blue. Do something a little bit off the wall, but that they will love. It's about growing that relationship through spontaneity. This isn't a time to really sit down and really think of the one-to-ones that we have, the true loves in our life, our best friends. I don't really see that being the issue as much as being a little spontaneous. Now, we still have to think things through, okay? This card also denotes the fact that the curtain is very thin for you right now. So God, your angels, your spirit guides hear you. So tell them what you want to see in each relationship, how you want it to grow, how you want it to deepen, how you want it to manifest, or the relationship that you want to find out there. And this is about taking a risk on your heart. This is about taking a risk on, putting yourself out there in some way. And it's fun, and it's a little crazy, and I see happiness and smiles. It's very, very tame, and yet very. I can't put it into words. They're showing me this laughter and this gaiety, and I can't believe I just used the word gaiety. Okay, so we'll go to spirituality. Oh, spirituality! You gain a new perception. Okay, through prayer, through meditation, especially. But talk to God, your angels, your spirit guides as well. Reflection are all so unbelievably important right now, because you think in some way you can't go forward. Maybe you even kind of, when I was talking, you said, "Oh, Tilly, I know exactly what that's all about. I do this full time, but I do this when I can, and I do it for free usually, and I just love it, but it doesn't pay the bills." And I've looked at it 15 ways and back again, and there's no way for me to really step out of my current zone and walk into what you're talking about. But this card says you gain some kind of new perspective of how you can actually move forward, understanding where you have been trapped. And it could have been just a glass ceiling that you allowed somebody to put into place, or maybe you put it into place yourself, and smashing through that, and feeling that freedom, feeling that liberation, knowing that you can go forward in some new way. So definitely through meditation, prayer, talking to God, your angels, your spirit guides, you're going to get insight into where you might be holding back a behavior or a habit that needs to go in order for you to be able to step into it. There could be 1,001 factors who you might need to meet up with. Maybe somebody keeps coming to mind every time you try and sit quietly. Maybe you need to contact them, see if they have something to offer. And for health and well-being, we have the Judgment card. The Judgment card, if you've been taking care of yourself, then you're going to, you've been trying to lose weight and nothing seems to be budging, but you've been working really hard and sticking to everything and being very disciplined about it. All of a sudden, it's just going to start melting away for you. That's the kind of energy that happens. Now, if you've been wanting to go on a diet, but you've been cheating and stuff, then chances are you're going to be judged on that as well. And so maybe you'll get a little bit of a health scare saying, hey, if you don't lose X number of pounds, you're going to be facing this going forward. So do you want that path? The maybes might, and I think they stay maybes, but I do believe that in some way judgment will come around and say, you know what, you've been saying it, you know you need this. You will feel happier and healthier and more robust and full of vitality and energy if you just did it. So we're going to force you into doing it. We're going to, and it could be a medical scare, or all of a sudden you find out that you were absent for that meeting and you're in charge of the workout before work or something. Just things will happen in order for you to. And I'm just using diet as one example of a trillion that I could come up with for it. But it's look at your life and your goals, your dreams, your desires, and where have you really been putting the energy. You'll definitely see rewards in those areas. Where you have been slacking, where you've been kind of procrastinating on it, moving it to the back burner, that's where you're going to find out that now it pushes come to shove in your life, and you have to deal with it. Okay, let's get the Rose Oracle out here. These are very faint cards, so I'm just leaving it on the, but I'll hold it up if you want, just to see. I do love the deck, but I wish they had a little bit more camera. So actually this one isn't as bad. Okay, but we have the Wastelands. We're going to put that down there. But that's actually a pretty good one out of this deck. So see, they brought it in the vibrance so that we can see it. So the Wastelands, sustainability, slow down, tend to your garden. Remember, if we keep going, what happens? We just get burnt out. We become absolutely useless. So the question that is being put towards your soul, I guess, asking your soul, what way of being is no longer sustainable for you? Where do you need to break free? Where do you need to start anew? There's a 13th century French myth in the form of a poem called The Elucidation that tells the story of a king who abuses the land he's supposed to be guardian of. The king breaks the trust of the well maidens, the spirits who are guarding the wells of the land, and they flee. The waters run dry, the plants wilt, and the land, which was once rich and fertile, becomes barren, creating a wasteland. This is the most powerful card in the entire deck. It's a wake-up call for us to stop any kind of destructive behavior that's resulting in us becoming brittle, unable to live in a world of riches and happiness and joy. And somehow we're barricading ourselves in. The sacred feminine is abundant. She knows that the earth can provide for what we need, and she doesn't need to take more than she needs. She tends to the earth around her and within her. She is the keeper of balance and the protector of all living things. The rose has seen civilizations come and go, empires rise and fall. In this card, she's delivering a message to slow down, take care of you, and step into your dreams. And release the cords of everybody else who leans on you. Release anything that is making you brittle. Tend to your garden, to your body. So in what way of being is no longer sustainable to you? And maybe it is the stress from that 9-to-5 job, and you really do need to step into that career. Maybe it is where that extra 10 pounds weighs you down, makes you sluggish. And you've had enough sluggish. You need that vibrant energy again in your life. Maybe you've been hurt badly in a relationship, so you don't want to let in love again. It's critical that you do. that you open the doors, that you take a chance on you, that you know that you've learned from the past experience. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.